Hello, everybody. This is my IS final presentation. My name is Haley Barkau. I wanted to start off with my experiential learning activities. My first learning activity was actually going to Sakura Sushi Bar with my mom. At the sushi bar, I kind of learned and realized the beauty of food. The Japanese culture really values beauty in what they eat, kind of unlike the American culture. I learned a lot about how much detail and effort can be put into making beautiful food. Um, the American culture is a little different, where we care about fast, easy, cheap food. Yeah. So my next one was interviewing my friend Jenna. I interviewed my good friend Jenna about her sexuality. She's been bisexual since she was in the 8th grade. Her main points were that sometimes you need somebody to help you find out who you are, like a best friend, a boyfriend, whatever that may be, your parents, your grandparents. You can always find help in discovering yourself. You can't do it all on your own. And the other thing was her support. She talked about how much her support from her family, her friends, and her environment in high school and especially here at Wartburg helped her a lot with her confidence in herself and in her bisexuality. The third one was attending Carly Boyle's senior chapel. I'm not very religious. I have attended Catholic church with my grandparents, but attending a Lutheran service was very new to me. I enjoyed hearing from Carly, who's a fellow biology major, and getting some good advice from her. Her experience was greatly influenced by her faith. I think my journey at Wartburg will be a little different than that, but she also mentioned the importance of not being afraid to ask for help and to always make connections with the people that are around you because they can influence you and help you in ways that you wouldn't even think. Here are some pictures from that. So next are my class takeaways. Two of my main class takeaways from this class are that everyone holds biases and that your support system is a large part of your success. After taking the bias test in the beginning of the semester, my results really opened up my eyes to my possible biases. Biases don't always have to be a bad thing. You just have to open up, realize you have them, and learn and grow from your own biases. I think you can change your biases by being open to new experiences, open to meeting new people, and that can change the way you kind of look at life. The next is the importance of support systems. I think there are both positive and negative support systems. In Hidden Figures, we saw positive and negative sides. The positive side was the immense support from their at-home lives and their coworkers. If those women wouldn't have had that support, then they wouldn't have kept wanting more and going for more and going back to school and being promoted. But unfortunately, we also saw the negative side of the support for segregation, women and by race. That was really unfortunate to see. Obviously, we saw at the end a more positive light of that and how that changed, which was really good to see. Another negative side of support was with hot coffee. I think after the first hot coffee case, tort reform was really supported in a negative way. Unfortunately, tort reform really got into our politics, our healthcare system, our industries everywhere in the United States, and that negatively impacted some families that could have really used a day in court to get kind of what they deserved from their wrongdoings. Here's some pictures of my support systems. The top one is my family. I love them. I go to them for almost everything. They are so supportive. I don't think I would have came to Wartburg and studied biology if it wasn't for them believing in me. The next one is my softball team. They are my second family. Some days it feels like they're my first family. Their support means a lot to me, and all of them mean so much to me. Next is my literature review. I did it over women in athletics. So during my research on my mini research presentation and on my lit review, I learned that there's a large lack of female representation in the media and in athletics. There are many stereotypes surrounding masculinity in athletics, and that's kind of a stigma that males play athletics and that males watch athletics. And now that it's 2020, that has changed a lot. Females don't get equal opportunity to move up in jobs in journalism or sports organizations. So it's not only in the athletics itself, it's also in the professional realm. Some organizations don't even have women in their staff at all. Female teams don't receive the media coverage like men do. That's obvious if you turn on ESPN. It's really hard to find a college women's basketball game or a college softball game, but how easily can I find a college football game? And that also comes from the leaders in the sports media that are typically older white males, and they believe that sports are for men and that men watch sports other than women can participate in sports, and that women do watch sports too. Women have felt discouraged to participate in sports until the 1970s when women started sports teams because of Title IX and National Girls and Women's in Sports Day. I think Title IX and National Girls and Women's in Sports Day is what really encouraged little girls to get out there and join the soccer team or start their own team, and professionals to be more open about their sexuality and say, I am a woman and I play sports and I work just as hard as the men do. This had a personal connection for me because I am a college athlete. I think that my team and all the women's teams work just as hard, if not harder, than the men's teams, and not getting the equal representation is really frustrating. I think Wartburg does a really good job, but seeing it in the professional realm makes me realize that it's not always equal at every college or at every high school. I know that at my high school it wasn't equal representation. So I think that continuing to encourage young women and young girls to participate in sports is really what's going to continue this movement toward equal opportunity in athletics, in the media side of it and in playing athletics. Yeah, that's it for my IS final presentation. Thanks, guys.